Good morning, friends. Some of my friends and also students asked me to explain what is this Vodafone case and how it has become successful in the Permanent Court of Arbitration in The Hague, Netherlands. So, for that purpose, I am making this video. Please hear it carefully. Of course, it's not a rocket science or it's not that tough. But anyway, if you understand the core concept, it's very easy. I'm sure yesterday you might have seen in the newspapers that Vodafone was successful in the international arena, in the international tribunal. They have succeeded because the arbitration failed on behalf of India. Even our own arbitrator, Rodio Oriamono, was appointed by India in London. He also gave a unanimous opinion that Vodafone is not, it did not have the fair and proper treatment by India. Right? Even in 2012 also, the Honorable Supreme Court of India has clearly stated that Vodafone need not pay the retrospective taxes. But still, the government has brought some finance code amendment, income tax people, all these things have happened. Now, let us go into the details of the case. MM9, Vodafone has come into India as a service provider and it has become somewhat successful. So normally, once it becomes successful, and more than its competitors like Airtel, which started as JTM in the year 1996 or so, Airtel, BSNL, then Aircel, and so many companies. And now, during the year 2007, Vodafone wanted to acquire the assets of the another famous company, Hutchinson Whampoa. So that's why sometimes it was called as Hutchinson also, Vodafone Hutch. And you might have been the Hutchinson dogs or Hutch puppies, they are very popular because of that advertisements in Vodafone. Yes, actually they wanted to take over the Hutchinson Whampoa company. Of course, it was a very big deal, $11 billion deal. So what happened is Vodafone company has already arrived in India and it wanted to take over the assets or take over the company. Right? Now, what happened is the government of India asked Vodafone India Limited to pay 3.79 billions as a tag, as the retrospective tax. Of course, they did not pay, and ultimately they filed a case. And in 2012, the Honorable Supreme Court of India, it held that since it's a business deal, according to the bilateral investment treaty, yes, they have done, it is for their fortune, they have done it. So they need not pay the retrospective tax. You may be knowing the retrospective and prospective. So when once actually it happened in 2017, if the $11 billion is there, they have to pay the tax available at that particular time. But the government wanted them to pay the tax right from the beginning, previously also. That is what is called retrospective tax, for which they are not agreeable, and they have to file a case in the Supreme Court. And the renowned senior advocate Harish Salve has argued on behalf of the Vodafone company. And at that time there were political rumors also, right? Whatever happened, let us not go into the political side, but anyway, the Honorable Supreme Court held that Vodafone India need not pay the retrospective tax in 2012. So you know what the government did? The government has amended the Finance Act in 2012. That is, income tax people, they have demanded some 20,000 crores to pay as tax. Still, they have amended that they can collect the tax retrospectively, and now they have demanded these people to pay some 20,000 crores as tax plus penalty plus interest, all these things. Since there is no other go, no doubt it's a big deal, big company, they have to pay. Of course, as per Income Tax Act, they have to pay. But of course, they are very big companies having their headquarters in Netherlands. And please remember, the headquarters of Vodafone is located in Netherlands. So where the International Court of Justice is there, therefore they have filed a petition in 2014. They have filed a petition before the International Tribunal, they call, otherwise it's called as the Permanent Court of Arbitration, right? So we have got appointed that Rodrigo Oremi, as the arbitrator on behalf of India. Yes, they have taken the issue. They have conducted the inquiry for about arbitration proceedings. They were conducted for about 6 years, and ultimately the unanimous decision by the arbitration committee they held that India has not treated the Vodafone company in a fair and equitable manner, because Article 4 Clause 1 of the Bilateral Investment Treaty, it says in such cases they have to be given a fair and equitable treatment, which they did not give. That means collecting the taxes from the previous period is not held to be correct. And of course, they have imposed a fine. They have imposed a fine of 4.39, I think. They have imposed a fine of $4.79 billion on India. Right? This is one time. And second, you may be knowing arbitration. Who will give the arbitration charges? The countries, they have to pay. Now, India has to pay 60% and the Vodafone company has to pay, I think, 40%. Now, the arbitration expenses, yes, for the past 6 years they have to pay. Now it is coming to 40,000 or 20,000 crores. They have to pay 40 crores, I'm sorry. India has to pay 40 crores as their 60% share. So the other rest, there may be some 20 or other amount, it will be paid by Vodafone company, right? So this is the arbitration proceedings equal to judgment. You may be knowing it is an order given by the Permanent Court of Arbitration. Now what to do? The government, Ministry of Finance, they stated that they will go into judgment thoroughly. They will consult the legal experts and they will take the appropriate decision. So now what to do? Suppose if they wanted to contest the matter at a higher level, they have to go to the Singapore High Court. The appellate authority is Singapore High Court, and it will once again so many expenses will be there. But please remember here, the arbitrary tribunal, they have imposed a fine on India, and they wanted India to pay compensation to Vodafone India company, Vodafone Limited. So that is the part. Anyway, please remember, the act should be made cautiously, carefully. If you want retrospective, you should have made earlier. But when after the Supreme Court judgment came into in favor of the Vodafone India, the act was amended, and now we have become a actual laughing stock in the International Court of Arbitration also. Of course, I should not use that word. Anyway, things will be there. Suppose if we are successful in Singapore High Court, we may think that justice prevailed. So anyway, so on behalf of that company, on behalf of Vodafone, Anuradha Dutt, yes, she is representing the law firm better. So law firm, Indian law firm, it is DMD Advocates. DMD Advocates, Indian law firm. Actually, their base is in London, and Harish Salve is one of their advocates. And they said justice was done to Vodafone company. The justice was done first in India by the Supreme Court, and now the Permanent Court of Arbitration also held it correct. So whether it is correct or not, anyway, now the judgment is definitely in favor of Vodafone company. Now if India wants to go in appeal, it has to appeal in Singapore High Court. Anyway, we have to pay 40 crores as expenses to the arbitration court, and we have to pay 4.79 billion as compensation. Of course, we will not pay. But anyway, this is the order given by the arbitrary tribunal. So this is briefly regarding the Vodafone case. I am sure Vodafone is successful in this regard, not the Indian government. Thank you.